also make movies.
Next year, let's have a concert.
Yes.
Rich Boy J Live.
30-minute concert.
I can, bro. I can do it. I'm not touching Lakers again until I go to work on Monday.
I'm getting some sweet behind the scenes footage there.
It hasn't started yet.
It's 2:59. Yo.
Rest in
Alright. It's officially a three-man game.
We have another like 2 minutes.
Brickvibe's on the clock.
Late. You'll be here.
We have another YouTuber that would like to.
When he comes in, everyone just shun him.
Are there any other YouTubers in here?
They ain't ready. They ain't ready for this fire. Ooh.
The only one who's probably more late than
Chris, they can see that.
I host a YouTube channel called Rich Boy J. Surprisingly enough, my name on my YouTube channel is something I developed many years ago before I decided to do Lego YouTube, but it just happened to stick with me. I mostly build mocks on my channel. One of my biggest influences for even starting to do that on YouTube was Chris Productions, and specifically his weekly Scarab build series. So I wanted to do that, but also kind of mix in a lot of Ryan's approach, doing daily videos. I've tried to do that this year. I think for the most part, I've probably uploaded maybe like 90% every day this year, which has been very beneficial. So if you guys, are looking for tips right out the gate, boom, uploading daily can be beneficial. Not to say that you want to prioritize quantity over quality. You still have to put out stuff that people want to watch, but it's good to essentially be constantly reminding your viewers, hey, I'm here, I have content, come check me out. So yeah, that's what I do. I build on YouTube. Just to reiterate on your question, right now I wouldn't say my channel is self-sustaining. I work at the Lego store. That's, I guess, my main job. But I think my YouTube helps in kind of funding the mock that I do. So like, I'm not living off of it, but kind of helps make the hobby easier to do and to build large-scale projects. And another thing that I actually do on the side is a lot of the models I design, specifically the vehicles, and they're all Star Wars. I'll sell the instructions to those, so that also helps fund the mocks that I do and other things in life.
Yeah, for me, YouTube in terms of revenue isn't anything crazy. It's not really anywhere near like a part-time job. I've worked on and off with Lego a couple of times and just switching between part-time jobs, but most of my revenue comes from actually donations, which again is sort of just a crazy thing we can all talk about later. But for me, I don't rely on YouTube. I'm going to be a junior next semester in college, so I'm not quite at that point where I'm ready to, decide whether or not I want to try to go with this full-time or, work it out more realistically. But for me right now, it's just something I like to do, and I like to keep it that way. And, just getting revenue is something that I just add on, I guess.
So we all do different things for lighting. Like, if you want to go first, but
I just use the lightest in the room.
so that's one way to do it. Not the best way to do it, I'll say that. I mean, since you're just starting, you're going to evolve and you're going to do different things, right? So when I first started, I did what he's doing, and I used the light in the room, and that did not look great. So eventually I went to Target and I bought like these $5, $10 lamps, and I put lights in them, and I pointed them at what I was filming, and that looked better, but still not great. And a few more times down the line, I eventually invested, like $180 into some kind of studio-esque LED lights, and then you're going to want something like a diffuser on there, which is going to soften shadows. So like if you look at, I don't know, basically it won't have like the hard shadow that you see on there if it's got like a piece of paper or something in front of it to diffuse the light, which is what I do.
I haven't gotten there yet. So.
I don't remember like, oh, when I hit 20,000 subs, I'm gonna go out and get a fancy new camera. It just kind of happens. You kind of get to a point where you're like, I want to do this a little bit better. And it really is incremental. So you'll like over time, you'll just slowly get better in every little area. And it really like over the 10 years that I've been doing it, like you go from like a camera that shoots in 360p to like now I use kind of my phone which shoots 4K, and I have like a camera that Mark is holding, but like. You just incrementally over time, like as you see it necessary, you can kind of upgrade your equipment. I wouldn't recommend doing it all at once because that's not really the most effective way to do it. You want to do small things and see what works and doesn't work.
I think it's different for everybody too, because personally I like videography and I like cameras, so if you're that type of person, you might already have that stuff, and that might seem like more of a legitimate investment. For example, I mean, I see a few faces here who are very familiar with cameras and do stuff with that in college, so I think if you're into that stuff, you'll already have it, but if you're not and you're literally just starting, like just film on your phone, just film with whatever you have, and don't go crazy spending the hundreds or thousands of dollars trying to get that top tier product. Just work with what you have.
Right, yeah, I think a lot of times it's easy to make excuses and, oh, I don't have a good enough camera, I won't record, I'll do this whenever I get this thing. But, I mean, you're gonna miss out on a lot of building your channel, because most phones nowadays are at least good enough to put out some decent quality videos. So yeah, just work with what you have. I think when I first started, I was recording on my phone. I didn't have any special lights or anything, but the camera was one of the first things I got because I knew I wanted to take pictures of my mocks and have them look good. So it's really based on what you need, I guess. If you're more concerned with recording stuff, I don't know, maybe lights would be more important initially because you want to have whatever you're recording look good as opposed to just having good pictures. So.
Right.
In addition, I'd say content as well. In fact, how myself, Jay, and Garrett met, we were all building our own respective crate mocks at the time, and I think my uncle actually found these guys. He was like, yo, check them out. So I did. I popped in a couple of live streams, saying some nice stuff, and then eventually we started becoming good friends, talking all the time. And then later that summer, we met at Chicago, actually, for the first time, and then I flew down to Brick Fiesta, hung out with them. So I'd say one of the best ways is to make friends and sort of like get a foothold in the community is go with people who are very similar to what you're looking for.
Also, don't underestimate the power of a comment. For one, it kind of fuels the community and you're contributing something substantive with your comment. But when people see like your username around, that I guess will make you more familiar with them. It's like being in class with someone and you see them answer questions often and you're like, oh, like I know that person, they have these opinions about whatever. So yeah, like just be a contributing member of the community. It can really just help get your name out there, and posting comments allows people to engage you back as well, and maybe they'll check out your channel if you say something particularly insightful. So yeah, that helps.
And the comments he's referencing doesn't mean like when people would type first or like something.
Right, yes, these are substantive.
We're saying stuff that you're saying. Well, I mean, whether you're agreeing or disagreeing with whatever video you're watching, adding something contributive to the video and so people can sort of reply to you. That's the stuff we're talking about.
Try to be interesting.
Not first or like saying stupid stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's just stupid.
I mean, I think the way that I started out was I just started hanging out on live streams.
Yeah.
Talking.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, that's how me and Ryan met. And then I believe that's how me and Matt met too, right?
I think
Was
so.
it originally?
And I met you at Virginia. I think the best method for channel growth is going to be consistency, whether that be once a week, twice a week, daily. I think daily is probably your best option, but that's not everyone. I don't have time for that. But I mean, yeah, channel growth. It's definitely quality over quantity. I know it's very cliche, but it's very true. Spending time on your videos, making sure it's cut in the right places, you're articulating your point well.
That and building a community, like something that for people to have like a conversation about every week or something, like whether it be a podcast or some type of series, like something like that will help build, like basically when someone shows up to your channel, kind of like if they show up to a restaurant, like you want it to be popping, you want stuff to be going on, right? So that they'll remember it as a good time or something good that happened, and then they'll come back and have more good times there, and that kind of compounds.
I think timeliness is also an important thing, which kind of goes to the point, like, I think when it comes to news in general, if it's something you're interested in, that's a video you'll want to make. But if you're going to make a video about news, you'll want to do it sooner rather than later, because when people are looking for that content, like that is the prime opportunity for them to stumble upon your channel. Like oftentimes when I'm looking at news-related things in the community, like I'll just YouTube search it, and the first video that pops up that looks like it might be talking about what I want to know, I'll click on it. I don't necessarily really care to go to someone I'm familiar with, and it's more important for me to just get that information as quickly as possible. So if you want to cover like news or topics you're interested in, being timely about it is definitely a good way to grow your channel. Like my most successful Lego video, this wasn't really something I aimed to do, it just kind of happened to work out that way, but it kind of taught me in the long run, was I made basically a custom Millennium Falcon, and I did a video on it, and basically like the day after I released my video on it, LEGO announced the UCS Falcon. And that drove a lot of traffic to my video because people were looking for UCS Falcons. So if you can find out a way to structure your channel and be timely like that, that's a great way to reach new people.
Are you the Millennium Falcon that's downstairs?
No, that's
That's a 13-year-old or something?
no, that's Daniel.
That's Daniel, Lego Clone 1.
Shout out to Lego Clone 123, one of my favorite builders.
Is back right?
How do you guys get like the Lego sets early?
Wait, from who?
Like from Lego, like you got, Ryan, I know you got all the Harry Potter stuff
So
early.
Lego doesn't give me anything for free. I don't get anything from Lego. Basically, you know, over 10 years of making YouTube videos and such, you pick up a lot of things and how to do things and get Lego sets early. In the case of the Harry Potter sets this summer, I talk to people and I figure things out ahead of time, like what's going to be happening with the upcoming wave of sets. So in the Harry Potter case, those sets are released in Europe now, so if anyone from Europe, you can go to your Lego store in Europe and buy the new Harry Potter sets, but they won't be in America until July 1st. And as someone who kind of does YouTube as a job, if I wait until July 1st to get them, I'm kind of missing out on a month of potential viewership. So I order them from Europe because that's the best way for me to do it. But yeah, that's one way that I get Lego sets early without giving away all the secrets, because can't give it all away.
How does it vary?
I think I could safely say that none of us have done that. I don't think we've ever berated somebody for.
This is
lack
the
of
no
followers.
flex zone.
Yeah, so you got all nice guys, but
Yeah.
unfortunately, you know.
But from a parent standpoint, I mean, I've never been in that situation before.
Yeah.
See, I have autistic twins, and I'm like trying to see, you know, is this a good environment for them to be in, or is it gonna be like too negative for them?
Right.
Thank you.
You know,
I would honestly say, I think generally is, any responsible YouTuber will try to make their community one that is accessible to everyone. When I communicate with people, I know it can be from various age ranges, various first languages. I don't just assume everyone's gonna speak the way I do or understand exactly what I'm saying. So I try to foster a community where people should be kind to each other, understanding, and not confrontational. So I think it's something that's a community we have to do together. Like if you see someone being like bullied online or something, like, you know, speak on the other person's behalf, or, you know, if you're into the live chat, like there's moderators to make sure that people aren't doing that. I think just any responsible YouTuber will take measures to make it accessible to everyone.